In the past 5 years in SOS, I have been learning about and wrestling with the 5 core values. In this presentation, I hope to give you a taste of what I have learned regarding these qualities. Let us start with perhaps the most important one of all, and certainly the one on which the others hinge: courage. Courage is necessary for any of one's other virtues to be manifested. There comes a point where, in the acting out of one's personal virtues, these character qualities will be stretched, strained, and tested. Courage is when, in the face of these inevitable trials, we put our trust in the intrinsic goodness and truth of our values and live out our beliefs despite the risks and inconveniences. C.S. Lewis said that to love is to be vulnerable. Since being vulnerable with people requires a great amount of courage, one could say that any act of virtue or love requires courage in spades. Without courage, we lose the ability to love, to live. Discipline is the second step. After being courageous enough to stick by what we originally determined, we are to push forward and carry on. The word discipline is defined by Noah Webster as cultivation and improvement, instruction. Our minds and characters are to be constantly cultivated and improved, first by listening to instruction and then applying it to our lives. We cultivate our minds by preparing them and being open to whatever knowledge might come our way. We improve our minds by thinking about the knowledge we have and how we might apply it. Most importantly, we continue this exercise all the time. Now that we've obtained knowledge and decide to apply it according to our values, we must use wisdom to properly accomplish the task of living out what we believe. Wisdom is a tactful word, a clever solution, a closed mouth, and an open mind. It is hard to pinpoint a foolproof definition of wisdom. It is not merely the best application of our knowledge, but the one that will achieve the ultimate end for all involved. Wisdom is not merely obtained through experience, but also through learning from others in their lives. It says in Hebrews 5 that solid food is for the mature, for those who have their powers of discernment trained by constant practice to distinguish good from evil. It is through wisdom that we discern good and evil, beautiful and vile, true and false, meaningful and meaningless. Of course, these things are all well and good, but unless we do them without drastic fluctuation or hypocrisy, we shan't accomplish our chief end. The thread that runs through all core values is integrity. If we are only to live by our convictions when it's most pleasant or convenient, we do not deserve the title of one who has truths discovered and believes harbored. Integrity is how we prove that we are worthy of these titles, living by our values through both the public eye and private conviction. Compassion is the final core value, and the one that is especially hard to master. Compassion is a mixed passion, compounded of love and sorrow. We hurt with the hurting and strive to alleviate the problem as if it were our own. Compassion is the final and highest indicator of our character. Is one willing to sacrifice personal comforts and benefits on the altar of others' betterment? Will we truly give up anything, everything for the sake of those whom we claim to love, or even the people we do not love? Is the definition of love as such? Even with the so-called benefits of these core values, the core values are but a means to an end, a chief end. Everything you do, say, desire, plan, choose, and even love is pushing you towards your chief end. Everyone has a chief end that they serve, albeit mostly unconsciously. What is your chief end? I have discovered mine, and it is what drives all that I do or plan to do. Unless you discover your chief end, all attempts at virtue are useless and meaningless. It is like washing the dishes without knowing whether they are to be clean or dirty in the end. Discover your chief end, and when you use the core values, you will know that they are pushing you towards your life's meaning and purpose. Thank you.